Good evening, everyone. This scene is set in The Crow at the Black Rose Funeral Home. Isabel has decided that she's not quite done with her night yet. It's still fairly early. It's about 1 a.m. She's decided that she would like to go pay Victor a visit. And that's what she's doing. And does she just walk in or does she knock on the door, Victor?
Well, you tell me.
Well, I mean, is it known that, I guess since it is business, she can just walk in, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So, as Isabel steps through this stained glass door of the Black Rose, she is greeted with quite a unusual fellow. His gaunt face, quite a very buzz cut trim on his hair, suited and booted, of course, and he's carrying what looks to be a briefcase, and he's stood behind what looks a desk, and he looks like he's just finished up typing something, and he's stood up, almost looking like he's leaving.
Well, she walks through the door and she's changed her clothes from earlier in the night. When she decided to come and see Victor, she took another shower and changed into a skirt, boots, and a bright colored top. And she looks at Victor. Good evening, Victor.
Just as a FYI, that's not Victor. This
Oh,
is
it's
a this is another man that actually no, Isabel would not have seen him before because she hasn't visited the Black Rose. But this is definitely another man.
sorry, I
My
did not hear you.
apologies.
I
I
didn't hear you
will
say that.
get another overlay. I will get another overlay. But yeah,
I
this.
didn't hear you say that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, so retract that, she'll say. She'll say, good evening.
good evening, madame. Yeah, you see he's trailing his fingers, what looks to be a clipboard on the desk. Mrs. Smith. Yes.
No, actually, my name is Isabel Murphy. I'm just here to see Victor. Is he around?
Murphy. You see, he trails through this list again.
I'm probably not on the list.
No, you don't seem to be. Scheduled appointments. The last one is at 10 o'clock, and that was a few hours ago. But I'm sure he's back there. Go take a look. And with that, can you actually roll me a perception alertness?
Sure. Vision or hearing?
Hearing.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and activate Auspex, which makes my difficulty 4, 5 successes.
Oh yeah, you hear this definitely. You hear after he stops talking, like sound of a piano playing. Very, it's quite
Hmm.
elegant. In fact, almost professional. So much so you can hear there's a few minor miss notes, but you're not sure if the miss notes are actually in there just for the character of it. And as he stands up and looks at you, he kind of just gives you a bit of a nod and begins to walk towards you, presumably leaving out the exit.
Mm-hmm. Isabel gives him a nod, but she's definitely more focused now on the sound of the piano. As you know, Toreador are. Um, she begins to follow the sound.
So as you walk past the desk onto the corridor, just slightly left of it, you take a turn to the left and you see there's two doors either side facing each other. One of them has a writing on it, Mr. Howard Dent. The other one, Mr. Victor Corfen, and it's obvious that's where the sound's coming from.
Right. Yeah, she turns to that and she sees the name. And Is the door shut?
Yeah, both doors are shut.
Okay. Well, she'll knock on the door that says Mr. Victor Coffin. Calfin, however you pronounce it.
Corfen.
Oh, Coffin. Sorry.
And as you knock, the the piano obviously stops immediately, and the door opens, and there you see Victor. He's not dressed in his usual attire that you've seen him before. He's almost in a casual look, and casual for him is still shirt, tie, waistcoat, suit, trousers, and shoes matching, of course. But his hair tied back, and you see the graying across the sides. And Miss Murphy, pleasure.
Good evening. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Indeed it has, my dear. Indeed it has. Please, please come in.
She does so, and she shuts the door behind her when she does.
Victor, he strides across his office. It's quite a large office. In here, you see many like odd knickknacks and things. They're very precisionally placed around the office to look as neat as possible. You see the large white grand piano kind of off to the left, and a large bookcase covering the whole back wall with in the middle there seems to be a coffin standing up, and on that coffin is a black rose like painted on. And as he begins to walk over, he walks around the large oak desk and sits down on the leather chair. And please, Miss Murphy, take a seat.
And she does so. She smiles at him as she does. So, how have you been?
Oh, straight cutting the formalities, I see. I've been doing quite well, just being my usual self, cleaning up, making sure everything stays in perfect condition around the city. What about yourself, actually, Miss Murphy? It's been, what, almost a year, actually.
Has it? I suppose. Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been struggling lately, but I think I'm getting back on track, so to speak.
Well, I am glad to hear that, of course. You are, well, a considered friend of mine, definitely.
I appreciate that. I do.
So I cannot deny your acts in the war, a war hero, no less.
Thank you. It seems there are some that either seem to have forgotten that or just don't care because, well, you know.
Well, you know the old routine, stamp out the little guy kind of thing.
I do. I knew that when the war ended, that things would go back to the way it was before. I guess I just really preferred things the way they were during the war. Everybody was a little bit more friendly to each other and didn't much matter. It didn't matter as much about what clan you were from and things like that. But things things go
Uh,
back to the way they are.
yes, the time where as long as you have a gun in hand and a fire in your heart, you are considered useful.
Right. Well, in some cases that's still true. But
Oh, I don't deny it.
I'm still not letting my guard down though. I mean, yeah, we drove them out, but their leader's still alive.
So I've heard, and me myself, let's say I've upped the security around here.
Nah, that's not a bad thing.
So, Miss Murphy, you obviously wanted to see me for something, of course. You don't pay visits often.
No. Well, I was talking with Tootie earlier tonight, and she mentioned you, so I thought that maybe I should pay you a visit.
Ah, Miss Delavine, she is a sweet one, isn't she?
Yes. Yes, she is. I wish that I had gotten closer to her over the last few years, but I'll make up for that now.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Of course, you are quite the radiant of people, definitely. Always a story to tell, no less. No,
She, roll me perception empathy, please.
ooh.
I'm not doing manipulation subterfuge. I just want.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, of course, but it's. I need to see what this is. Oh no.
okay. If you had gotten a success, you would have maybe seen that she was being forceful with her smile and stuff like that. But you don't. You're not any of the wiser.
He hasn't spent enough time around Miss Murphy to know such a thing, of course.
Of course, of course. I know that you are friends with my sire.
Oh, yes, Miss Fletcher. Miss Fletcher. Oh, yes, me and her are considered friends. We meet up every so often, have a little chat over wine, and the usual.
That's good. That's good. I miss her, you know.
Yes, I can tell. I mean, back when I first joined this prestigious club, so to say, I remember you, for excuse my French, busting your ass trying to find her when she went missing.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then she just didn't want anything to do with me.
horrible,
If
tragic.
you if you happen to if I happen to come up in conversation, I doubt I will, but if I do, will you just tell her that I have adjusted my priorities?
Consider it done, Miss Murphy.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And when she says that, you can definitely tell that there is a bit of sadness on her face. Though you're not exactly sure if it's over the resentment that Kara has for her or something else.
Ah, Miss Murphy, I can tell you're in a troublesome place right now.
It's not been easy.
Never is, never is.
No.
Trust me, I've had my fair share, albeit I've managed to come out on top, but they still haunt my daydreams.
Yeah, I replay that battle, the last one that I was in, and I watched my Primogen die. I replay that in my head all the time. I wish that I could have done something more, and maybe she'd still be here.
Like, you see, Victor, he kind of leans over his desk a bit and, Miss Murphy, please. You did all you can. Remember, we are just the new kids in town, so to say. We cannot hope to defeat such an army that breached the walls. Everybody fought doing the best they could.
I know. Still, though, I can't help but think I could have done something more so that she'd still be here for her girls, for all of us.
I know. I know. But this is. Remembering these things are not a bad thing, Miss Murphy. It shows that you care. It shows you still have that humanity and soul about you.
I suppose. You're probably
I
right about that.
just don't let them take over, is that what I'm saying. I have seen this many a times. As he kind of just waves his hand up, gesturing like, look what I'm sat in. I've seen this many of times. The more it consumes you, the more it hurts. The more it hurts, the more drastic your actions become. I'm not saying forget. I'm saying take it in doses.
Yeah. Yeah. I am I am trying to keep a promise to her that I made to her the night before she died. She wanted me to make sure that the twins were looked after, taken care of. And I told her that I would make sure that that happened. And I've tried to get close to them. I think that I've succeeded, but it could have been better because
Oh,
they are close with Kara as well.
true, true. But that's the thing. Things could always be better. Hindsight is always 2020, of course, but what can you do for the future? But try more.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying. Like I said, um, realigning my priorities.
I'm glad to hear it, of course. Believe it or not, Miss Murphy, I do hold a lot of respect for you. I do for everybody, but you in particular. You are a fighter. I can see that in you. Well, physically and, well, up there, definitely.
Thank you, Victor. I really needed to hear that. I really did.
And, Miss Murphy, please, you are not alone in this city. Don't ever think that. Yes, I may be in a bit of a different situation with I am friends with Kara. She had mixed feelings about you. That does not mean anything between me and you.
That is that is very good to hear. And I still am friends with your primogen.
So I've heard, in fact, he made mention of you. Yeah. Oh, good old Ramsay, the valiant devil that he is.
I'm actually hoping to meet with him in the next few nights. There's
Oh,
something I need to tell him.
I'll do give him my regards if you would. I
Oh, I
am
will.
I am preparing for in the coming week or so to not lay low, in a matter of fact, just focus my game, so to say. So my appearances will be few and far between.
I understand that. Tell me, Victor, do you, would you, or do you support your primogen for Prince?
As you say that, you see him kind of stiffen up in the chair a little bit and almost straighten the tie like he's about to give quite the speech. And I, hmm, I, let's see. Words are like music. Play them in the wrong way and you make a mess of yourself, of course. But that is something to say about our Ramsay Brody Irons. Well, at least he's proven himself as a valiant leader. He's stands in a position of power among the Tremere, well respected among the city, and I mean, he has enemies, everybody does, but he has a lot of friends as well. He's, of course, a veteran of the city. He's been here a long while, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
So he appears to tick many of the boxes.
Yes, he certainly does, doesn't he?
Not to mention, I am assured he would take his brother in as a, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Advisor? Maybe. Something like that. The two of them together are, well, they are forced to be reckoned with, no doubt.
Yes, they are. Have you seen them in action?
Well, I've yet to see Ramsey perform at peak efficiency, but Malcolm, however, he's. Oh, I've not mentioned this to many people, Miss Murphy, but he has decided to take me under his wing almost.
Oh, good. That's very good. Uh, Definitely don't pass up that opportunity.
Oh, trust me, I am a smart man, Miss Murphy. I
Oh,
dived,
I know you are. I'm
I
not trying
dived
to.
at the offer.
Good. Good. I know you are, smart man. I wasn't trying to insult your intelligence or anything.
Please, I didn't mean anything by it.
Good. Good. I guess I'm just. Anyway, I was probably one of the first to declare my support for him. So, and I will continue to do so no matter how many times he tells me he doesn't want it.
See what I mean? The fighter in you. That spirit. Hold on to it, Miss Murphy. Hold on to it.
Mr. Coffin, I am an Irish redhead. That fiery spirit never leaves.
And I am a blood-sucking parasite of the night in a funny hat with a funny accent.
Well, I'm that too. Speaking of which, this weekend I am inviting my ghoul over for dinner and informing her of exactly what I am because I've never told her.
Really? How
Really.
long has she been in your service?
11 years,
Oh, oh, that's going to be quite the plunge.
isn't it? She's gonna start noticing soon that she's not aging. I need to start educating her now.
Oh yes, yes. See, I had a I'm sure you've seen Mr. Dents. He's probably already left, but
Yes, he greeted me when I came in the door. He looked for me on the list, and I told him I wasn't there.
uh, He's always with the formalities, but
It's
what
all
can I
right.
say? He
I
does
didn't
his job
mind.
well. He does
That's
his job
good.
well. With him, I was recommended by Mr. Silversmith himself to take him under my wing, and uh, it's been very prosperous for me, definitely. Having the right-hand man be that right-hand man he can be.
How is your sire doing?
Mr. Silversmith, he's doing well as far as I can tell. I've well, he's been visiting in and out the city somewhat, visiting others, friends almost, but other than that, it's been a very quiet 5 years.
Oh, I suppose that's not a bad thing.
No.
Although your clanmate, Orpheus, seems to be quite out of touch.
Oh, yes. Only a mere, what? I believe it was 3 weeks, he said.
I know, and we're all like, no, it's been 5 years. What?
Uh,
Like, was he really locked in the chantry all that time?
well, you'd like to believe so, definitely. uh, uh, with a mind like his, he's a smart man. He's got the brains, the wits, the everything, but I don't
Sometimes
know.
not the common sense.
Yes. Or, he just forgets to wear the shoes out when on a walk, that kind of thing. Oh,
It was fun to see the looks on his faces when Annabelle and Lenora were telling him about what's been going on the last 5 years.
no. Yes, I do. I need to meet up with him again sometime. That reminds me. As he kind of just goes over his chin a little bit, you can see he's thinking and he's just kind of murmuring to himself a little bit. He just does that for a good 30 seconds or so.
Yes, I spoke with Lenora earlier tonight.
No, 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 no. Of course. How is she doing, in fact? I haven't spoken to her much at all, but
She's doing well. The club's doing well. I told her that, as I've told you, that I am readjusting, realigning my priorities so that I can fully support her in her bid for Primogen.
mm, so she is going for Primogen. Oh,
Oh, yeah, it's not a secret. She said
oh,
so herself.
oh, like I said, I don't spend much time around her.
I know.
You may have
Yes, she
noticed.
is. And I believe that she is the right person for the job. I know that she's a little young. A lot of people say that she is, but she has what it takes.
Of course, as long as you tick the boxes, that's the main thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And she does tick the boxes.
I take your word for it. I will have to question her myself just to get the full reading. But
Well, don't grill her too much, but
oh, please, I'm not one for grilling anybody. Just a slight old charm that seems to do the
but she
trick.
would, I'm sure that she would love to have a conversation with you. I enjoy your company, so will she.
Ah,
And so does Tootie. She had a certain look about her when she was talking about you.
oh, really? Oh
Hmm.
well, me and suffice it to say, me and Miss Delavine have been quite close over these 5 years. I mean, the two newest kids and on a
Of course.
battlefield. Well, we just kind of huddled together and hoped.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. Uh, Honestly, in the whole war, I did better than I ever expected, honestly.
Well, uh, yeah, your, well, achievements have not gone on deaf ears, Miss Murphy. Don't forget that. Me, however, I fortunately stayed out of the fighting. I was the
Yes, but
one,
your efforts were just as important.
of course, I mean, they have been recognized throughout the city,
Mhm.
thankfully. Not everybody seems to recognize the man with a mop and broom walking in after everything's done.
Well, you you're cleaning up after us, after everything, is what helps keep the masquerade, and that is very important. If anybody ever scoffs at that, well, you send them to me and I'll punch them in the face.
See, that I cannot agree more. Cannot agree more. So much, even me and Miss, what? I've it slips the shit. He doesn't say that. Definitely not.
Right.
But I need to read the name because I forgot because I'm terrible. Rogers, that's the one.
Oh, right.
I was going to say Fletcher again, but no, that's not right. Rewind. Yes, but so much so that me and Miss Rogers have come to good agreements, in fact.
Oh, fantastic. I was
Uh,
hoping that you two might get along. She's really cool.
very energetic, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she covers one half, I cover the other. Similar like
Good.
that.
It's kind of the way it should be, which is very good.
Exactly.
I definitely appreciate both of your efforts in the war.
Exactly.
And it doesn't
But,
go, your efforts don't go unnoticed to me either.
well, I thank you, Miss Murphy. I thank you dearly.
Well, I must visit you more often. You are a joy to talk to.
Oh, you flatter me, Miss Murphy, you do. But of course, my door is always open to those of the court. Just pop in any time. I'm sure eventually Mr. Dens will remember your face and you'll be included on the list.
Excellent. Yes, I will pop by more often, but I will also make note that you won't be around for a little while, so I'll make it a couple of weeks before I pop by again.
Uh, good, good. Everything seems to be in order then. As you see, he reaches into this pocket and pulls out a very, like, surprisingly ornate, even for him, pocket watch, and then just checks the time. So much to do, anyway.
Well, I won't keep you from doing what it is you need to do for the rest of the night. I appreciate the conversation, the compliments. Thank you for speaking with me.
And thank you for finally appearing on my doorstep, Miss Murphy.
Oh, you are most welcome. And like I said, you'll see me more often. And
Good.
I will definitely tell your primogen that you send your regards when I speak with him.
Chili, before you go, I'm sorry to backtrack on such a thing,
Oh, no problem.
but you did mention too that she said something about me. I'm curious of what that is.
She just said that you are a good friend and she likes spending time with you.
Miss Delavine, sweet one she is, definitely.
She is very sweet. I enjoy her company as well.
Maybe we should all get together one time,
I'd
have a
like
few
that.
drinks.
I'd like that. Hmm. We should go somewhere fancy, maybe like the Black Orchid.
Ooh, I do like the sounds of that. Hmm. You see, he kind of leans back again, but again, rubbing his over his chin. He's obvious he's in thought again. Hmm. Anyway, sorry to keep you like this, Miss Murphy.
No trouble, no trouble at all. And she stands up, uh, and if Victor stands up as well, she will give him a kiss on each cheek.
Oh, he does. He stands up, of course, walking around the table, and as you kiss him on the cheeks, you feel that biting cold, but it's not too much as it's only a quick peck. But
Hmm.
oh,
She actually likes the tingling of the cold, so.
please let me show you out.
All right. And she does so. And yeah, she leaves the Black Rose funeral home in a much better mood than she arrived. Uh, she feels that coming here was the right decision for this night. And if Victor has nothing else, that's.
Actually, as Miss Murphy leaves, Victor walks round to the desk where Mr. Dent was formerly standing and sitting, takes out a pen from his pocket and clicks it. And on the bottom of the list, he just writes, Isabell Murphy.